Good morning, students. We are studying third unit, that is on biomass of the subject renewable energy technology. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss about anaerobic digestion, which is used to convert biomass into biogas. Okay. So biomass, if left to decompose in open air, is acted upon by aerobic bacteria. These are the bacteria which works in presence of oxygen. So bacteria that require oxygen for their survival and growth are known as aerobic bacteria. And if biomass is decomposed in open air, then it is known as aerobic digestion. By aerobic digestion, biomass is converted into CO2 and NH3, that means carbon dioxide and ammonia. Thus, the total carbon component completely gets oxidized to produce CO2. Some part of nitrogen is lost in the form of ammonia by aerobic digestion. Second is anaerobic digestion, in which we have to use certain bacteria which works in the absence of air or oxygen. So biogas is produced from wet biomass with about 90 to 95% of water contained by the action of anaerobic bacteria. These bacteria live and grow without oxygen. So this is the basic difference between aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria. We have seen that aerobic bacteria work in presence of oxygen or air, whereas anaerobic bacteria works in the absence of oxygen or air. So anaerobic bacteria live and grow without oxygen. They derive the needed oxygen by decomposing biomass. The process is favored by wet, warm, and dark conditions. In this process, part of the carbon is oxidized and remaining part reduced to produce CO2 and CH4. So we have seen that when aerobic digestion takes place, then the biomass is converted into CO2 and ammonia, whereas in this case, in case of anaerobic digestion, it is converted into CO2 and methane. The airtight equipment used for conversion is known as biogas plant or biodigester, or simply digester also, which is constructed and controlled to favor methane production. The conversion process is known as anaerobic fermentation, anaerobic digestion, or biodigestion also. Nutrients such as soluble nitrogen compounds remain available in solution and provide excellent fertilizer and humus. The energy available from the combustion of biogas is 60 to 90% of the input dry matter heat of combustion. Thus, the energy conversion efficiency of the process for this anaerobic digestion is around 60 to 90%. Okay. Now, there are three stages in the production of biogas from the biomass using anaerobic digestion. So, stage one, the original organic matter containing complex compounds such as carbohydrates, proteins, and fats is broken down in presence of warm water, known as hydrolysis. So, this stage is known as hydrolysis, and it converts the biomass in presence of water to simple water soluble compounds. The polymers, that means large molecules, are reduced to monomers or basic molecules. The process takes about a day at 25 degrees centigrade in an active digester. That means when we leave the biomass in digester for 1 day in this temperature, 25 degrees centigrade, then it is converted into water soluble compounds. In stage two, the microorganisms of anaerobic groups, together known as acid formers, produce mainly acetic and propionic acids. This stage also takes about 1 day at 25 degrees centigrade. Much of CO2 is released in this stage. That means when we fill the biomass in the biodigester in 24-hour cycle, it will be converted into water soluble compounds. And in next 24 hours or next day, it will be acted upon by this anaerobic bacteria and will produce some acids, that basically acetic acid and propionic acids. Anaerobic bacteria slowly digest the products available from the second stage to produce methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and other gases. The process takes place about 2 weeks time to complete at 25 degrees centigrade. This third stage, that is methane formation stage, is carried out strictly by the action of anaerobic bacteria. So we have seen that there are three stages. When we fill the slurry of biomass into the digester, then in first day, it will be the hydrolysis process will take place inside the digester. and the biomass will be converted into water soluble compounds. Next day, in next 24-hour cycle, certain acetic acid and propionic acids will be formed, and then only the anaerobic bacteria will convert the available biomass into the biogas. Okay. Advantages of anaerobic digestion. Discarded waste material is tried to produce energy. This is the first advantage of anaerobic digestion. In the normal course, the waste material can best be used either as fuel after drying or as fertilizer after composting. That means after taking the biogas from the anaerobic digestion, the available remaining material available in the biodigester can be used either as fertilizer or it can be used for drying purpose also. So third, in anaerobic digestion, about 70 to 75% of original biomass weight is conserved, while in an open compost pit or in anaerobic digestion, 50% or more is lost. Similarly, almost all the nitrogen content in cattle dung is conserved in biogas unit, while a substantial part of it is lost in composting. Composting means aerobic digestion. Fourth, energy requirements of some industries, such as dairy farm, can be met from anaerobic digestion of the waste generated within these industries. Fifth advantage, waste is converted to less offensive and stable slurry, and most of the disease-causing organisms are killed. In the process digests night soil and animal manure, it has potential to considerably reduce pathogens. The cycle of reinfection is broken, and considerable improvement in public health results. Mosquitoes and flies do not breed in digested slurry because it is available in the sealed container or digester. Sixth advantage is, since the system is enclosed, the odors are contained, digested slurry is odorless. So these are some of the advantages of the anaerobic digestion. So this is all for today's lecture about anaerobic digestion. Okay, thank you.